You've recently you've worked quite a lot with Coco Gauff. I just wanted to know what are your kind of views from the outside about pressures on like female players, or even just the I don't know, the attention that people have on social media, the scrutiny. There's obviously been a lot spoken about it ahead of the French Open, and they're bringing in like these new tools to try and help the players. I don't know, what are your kind of views on that? How did you see it affect the players in any way in your time with them?
Yeah, that's another great question. Because it's complicated. It's very complicated. One, I'm on the line of so first, my vision about the social media is that sometimes we sit down with coaches and we talk, and obviously the old school, they telling you that the social media ruin the players and this and that, the phones, and I'm on the line that the world is going that way, and I'm using the social media to connect with kids since I had Instagram and connect with many people, and it works. It works because you can try. You WhatsApp a player, a young player, or you send a message and they not responding, they don't read it. You send they post something on Instagram and you commented and you ask the same question on Instagram and they responded right away. So and then from there, I'm 48. I'm not gonna go into the best advanced social media. So the world is going that way. The kids are using that and they know how to use it way better. So it's up to us to adapt to that. So the coaches, we need to adapt and understand how to use the social media too. So that's one. So understanding that the kids are looking, are watching, are into the social media is not easy because obviously, when I always say, when you like to hear, when you like to read good things about you, you have the other part. You're gonna hear the criticism. You're gonna hear bad things about you. You're gonna hear people that don't like you, and disrespectful people that try to harm you. Or it has to be a balance, and it has to be. I like the way that now ATP, WTA are getting involved into that, and other companies, and I think is kind of the way to help the players. But it's very difficult. I think still the world is going that way, so you cannot do anything to block that, and I think you shouldn't be, because I think there's a lot of benefit. At the same time, I think the role of coaching, the role of the parents is always put a perspective on the players. There's a lot of pressure. No doubt about that. But the pressure is coming because your dreams, and at the same time, it becomes you have a lot of pressure because you're making also money, and more money you make, you go into that situation that everybody goes. The problem is that normally when you are a CEO of a big company, you going into that, you're making a lot of money, but you are 40, 48, 50, 55 years old. So you have the experience and you have the knowledge of how to deal with certain situation. The problem here is that certain kids, they go into that situation about earning $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $10 million at 18, 19, 21. And obviously they're not prepared for that situation, or to get into that moment of their life with so many information about the social media. The information that they receive is amazing. They boom, 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 they every time. And then you're making a lot of money. I'm talking about certain players, because I can be talking with somebody that is 200 in the world and say, I'm not making that money and I'm still having pressure. Well, yes, but you having that pressure because you want to get there. So it's the same situation. Either you are there and you have money, or you want to get there and you then it happened. Is That's the situation. Is very difficult. I think the entourage of every player has a huge role. In tennis, we talk in the beginning of the conversation. The tennis is one-on-one, so you are alone there. Even if you, so the entourage has a big role on that. Understanding that the kids, they're gonna mature later. That everybody has their own time to mature, and we have to be surrounded and try to give the best advice possible every single time for them to kind of adapt. We cannot do anything for them. They're gonna have to do it by themselves. But at the same time, we need to be there present in terms of arguing, disagree with the player, and like talk, open conversations. Coaches, parents, strength conditioning, it has to be an open conversation about, okay, this is I don't think you should be doing that. I don't think that's how like kind of go into all the topics possible to release that pressure that the player feels because he is alone. He's basically alone. He has to be making decisions, and all the cameras, everything is on them, which is perfectly fine. So that's why the role is behind the scene of the team is kind of support that part. I think many times the player become a star, and the entourage kind of back up on that. You don't want to disagree with the star. You want to say everything is fine. Everything that the star does or say is good. And sometimes it's not, they're kids. And you have to be able to have an open conversation and say, that's release the pressure. And that's, we say, well, that's connected. Well, is this connected? Because if you teach and if you have an open conversation about how to deal with the social media, with the players, with the young female athletes, about how they're receiving the criticism, about the pressure that they're going in, about many other things, how to treat, how they receive the pressure from the parents, etc., etc. So then you may have a little bit more information about how to help them. I feel that it's a complicated topic, but I feel that in that topic, the entourage, it has a huge role to play behind the scene.
Mm-hmm. So did you see it affect any of like the kind of top players that you worked with, maybe like in training sometimes, or were they able to just shut it out completely? Did you notice anything?
No. It is part. It becomes part of the things. Even if they don't. What I'm trying to do when I recognize that, I try to open a little bit the conversation. Sometimes at dinners, lunch. Sometimes you don't say anything. You just hear what they say, how they take it, and maybe say, well, how will you do it? Well, maybe I know that they've been dealing with some extra pressure, extra problem that becomes there, and you know that the next 2 weeks they're not going to be good. That's just it. Yeah, but it's Wimbledon coming up, and yeah, but well, it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I want. Doesn't matter what we want. She or he is dealing with some extra problem that he struggled with. So let's try to help. Maybe release the pressure on the practice. Sometimes you go talking about accountability. Well, it happened to everybody. Doesn't matter the ranking, but it happened to everybody. Sometimes they really focus on not missing one ball, and that's 2 weeks. They're missing almost every single ball, and you're not saying anything. And somebody that is outside can come and say, "Hey, why are you not saying anything? He's missing." Yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and so how you approach that part, knowing that the year has 52 weeks. and they're gonna play for 10 years or 15 years, and 2 weeks is really nothing sometimes. And by helping them to release the pressure, and sometimes less is more, like and again, Asian parents, strength conditioning coaches, we have to be aligned, and that's what I'm talking about, the entourage. Sometimes it's not about what we want. Yeah, it's US Open, it's around the corner. You have 4 weeks. Yeah, but those 4 weeks is just at the same time that the girl that is 18, or the kid or the boy that is 20 is dealing with some kind of pressure things, social media criticism, whatever, that is not dealing well. So maybe that focus, instead of being the US Open, is how to help that person, because it's not anymore a player, it's a person first. And how to build that character, how to help them to go through and navigate through that problem. And by doing that, they're gonna be they're gonna have a better understanding of how to deal. It's a problem solving that's related to tennis as well. And at the end of the day, they may perform well at the Open because they're able to go there, or it just happened that they're not gonna perform the best, but they're gonna learn, and they're gonna perform the best 4 months later after that.